As you watch Lecture 2 from Chapter 24, I'd like you to be on the lookout and listen carefully for a place where I make a pretty serious mistake identifying an interval. So see if you can find the place where I write an interval and I identify it and my identification is clearly wrong. Who knows, you may be asked about this mistake on a reading or listening quiz in class. I'd like to play you a short musical example next. Okay, this is a section from Spanish Dance No. 1 by Moritz Matzkowski. And let me just show you what you're going to hear. This is a very simple example where you have two measures of tonic, two measures of a predominant, which happens to be flat 2/6, going to two measures of dominant, and then two measures of tonic. There's a little bit of a 4/3 suspension here. The A is a dissonance that resolves down to the G sharp. Then the music repeats almost exactly two measures of tonic, two measures of flat 2/6, going to 5, except that here it goes to 1 and to 5. Then you'll hear the whole 16 measure passage repeat with a little bit of embellishment and with some octave doublings. But basically you're going to hear this example 2 times. Okay, and then it goes in a different direction. But that's sort of the classic sound of the Neapolitan chord. It's that funny first inversion major triad, very often the scale degree flat 2. So this B flat is in a prominent position where we can really hear it clearly. Okay, I'd like to show you some basic part writing with the flat 2/6 chord, and then I'll draw this lecture to a close, and I'll talk more about this in the next lecture. Okay, so first of all, it's very important that you double the bass note in the Neapolitan chord. Even if it's in root position, you still double the bass note. Okay, so you want the upper voice to have a complete triad, and then if it's a first inversion chord, you put fa in the bass. If it's a root position chord, you put another B flat in the bass. Second, the lowered scale degree 2, because it's chromatically lowered, wants to go down. So the Ra wants very much to go to T. Okay, and notice that that gives you the interval of a diminished second. Sort of unusual melodic interval, but yes, that's what we want, is the diminished second there. As you know, lay is also a strong tendency tone. So the lay needs to go down to sol. And finally, the fa can go either to re, if we're going to a 5 triad, or it can go to fa and give us an incomplete 5/7. Okay, so either we go down to re, or this note stays where it is, resolving by common tone, and we have a 5/7 chord. Okay, but the Ra to T is really important. You should never go from Ra to Re. Okay, we just don't do that. The whole purpose of having the lowered scale degree 2 is to make it want to go down to scale degree 7. And so you're completely wasting it if you then go to natural scale degree 2. Okay, let's try another example of this, and let's try it in a different key. Let's go to G minor. So first of all, let's think about what the flat 2 chord is in G minor. Think about what scale degree 2 is, and then make it a half step lower. Or think about what the note a minor second above G is. If you said A flat, you're right. Okay, so let's write an A flat major chord in first inversion. I'll put the C in the bass. I'll put a C in the soprano. I'll put the A flat here, and I'll put the E flat here. Okay, and we're going to go to 5. Okay, and let's just do the same scale degrees that we did before. Ra is going to go to T. Lay is going to go to Sol. And Fa, since we're going to a 5 triad, is going to go down to Re. Okay, so, and again, this should be familiar to you. As the bass steps up, it's normal for all of the upper voices to go down. Okay, so that's the most natural, normal thing to do. Let's do it. Ra goes down to T, and that's an F sharp that we have to write in. Lay, that's the E flat, goes down to Sol. And Fa is going to go down to Re. Okay, it would be a good idea perhaps for you to practice this on your own. Pick a few keys, maybe pick 2 different minor keys, one a flat key and one a sharp key, and pick 2 different major keys, one a flat key and one a sharp key, and practice writing and resolving the flat 2/6 chord.